Hey guys, I'm back for another quick flight recap. This time we're going to be flying the DC-10. Pull up the map here, you'll see we're going out of KJFK, and I believe we're going to Atlanta again. I do believe, one of the problems I have with this game also is when you do these replays, when you pull them up, it saves all these replays. So I can pull these up as replays. It doesn't give me a whole lot of info on the flight itself, at least not that I've found yet. But the biggest problem I have is, like, if I do a nighttime flight or if I do a certain weather, you can see it in the flight itself. But like if I go here, the weather always comes up whatever I used last. It doesn't actually save for each individual replay. So I have no idea what the wind velocity, wind gust, wind direction, visibility, turbulence, temperature, all of that stuff changes. It doesn't actually show what was on the replay. Same thing for time. I found you can actually change the time right here. So because I could change the time right there and stuff, it really kind of sucks. See, you can change the visibility too, but yet you can't actually change the wind and everything else. I don't know. The point is that I've actually done some zero-vis flights on this game. I love doing zero-vis flights. I love doing night flights. But first of all, I unless I write it down somewhere or put it in my replay notes, which I can do, I can't actually save that it was zero-vis or night. Like, I believe this one was a night flight originally. But even if I do save it or write it down somewhere, I can't prove it to you guys. I can't prove that this was a night flight because I could just I can go right now. I could go back in and change it to a night flight. So even if I do save it as a night flight, I can't prove it to you guys, which means what's the point? Kind of sucks. So even when I do night flights, I usually don't advertise it as a night flight or as a zero-vis flight. Simply because, I mean, you know, no one's going to believe it. Everyone's just going to say, oh, well, you changed it to zero-vis. I already had that happen once, so I just gave up on it. There's no point. You know, it is what it is. I knew it. Yeah, I just completely tore the wing off that DC-10. Completely tore it off. This was right after that 737 crosswind takeoff. So I believe I left it at the same crosswind, and I don't know what the DC-10's rated for, but I don't think it's rated for that. And the second problem is with the night flights and the zero-vis flights is they're awesome to do. They really do make you, they make you work. You got to use all your instrumentation. But at the end of the day, to turn it around and turn it into a video, it's boring. I mean, it's not like the scenery here is Microsoft Flight Simulator scenery. I used to play Flight Simulator all the time on Microsoft. I love Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm working on getting another one. Full setup, cockpit and everything. But, the scenery's not great, but it's still better than looking at a black screen. I don't know how to turn it around and show you guys an interesting nighttime flight video. Or an interesting zero-vis flight video where the screen's either black or gray. I mean, yeah, you can see the cockpit, but when you do the replays, you can't even see the cockpit very well because they make everything kind of not work for the replays, which is also boring. Yeah. So, until then, I'll just have to do night flights and zero-vis flights real time when I'm recording. And I don't want to do that yet. I'm still getting used to doing all this while I'm recording. So, I accidentally hit the wrong. I'm still getting used to doing all this while I'm recording. So until I actually do get used to it, and it's really difficult because I got to pay attention to the recording. Got to pay attention to making sure my face is actually on camera, that my phone's not all over the place like that. Make sure the volume's turned down enough that you guys can hear me, which I hope it is right now. So I gotta do all that stuff, and it makes it really difficult to also focus on you know, flying completely by instrumentation and zero viz, or even at nighttime. Nighttime's not bad if you have a place to do it, but you almost have to have a place that's dark enough. You know, you can't do it when it's daylight out in an open room and stuff, or when you have all the lights on, because it's just so hard to see. Although with the latest upgrade, they upgraded the taxiway lighting and everything else, so the airports are much brighter, much easier to see now. Anyway, it looks like we have a few landings on this flight, which means I probably botched them up. I'm not sure, but we will find out. Yeah, that was botched up. I'm pretty sure that counts as a crash. We just ripped the landing gear right off. Do we have a crosswind? I think we have something, but I'm not sure what. And slam down into the ground and bounce back up. Okay, so here we go. And back into the air. And like I said, I do believe this was a night flight, and that's why I had multiple landings. I believe I ended up not having the screen brightness up enough for me to see very well. And I'm not making excuses by any means. I mean, some of the night flights just aren't very easy and don't go well. But I believe that's why you're seeing all this. Now it looks like I added in a crosswind, I believe, again. So we'll see what I can do with this crosswind. I don't remember what the crosswind was exactly, how strong it was. But I know it was a pretty strong crosswind to make a DC-10 do this. Let's see how we bring her down. And we are on the side of the runway. But look at that touchdown. And we are off the runway. Yeah, we just went off the runway. The touchdown was good. It was a nice, gentle crosswind touchdown. That's something else I've seen this game doesn't do, is when you have a big airliner like that and you're coming in on a crosswind, you'll often find that, you know, your planes, you want the main gear to be down on that center line, and the cockpit is going to be all the way over at the side of the, so you're sitting at the side of the runway looking out the cockpit. It looks like you're going to land almost off the runway, but in reality your main gear is on the center line. But it'll automatically correct as you touch down. And in this game, it doesn't do that. I'm not sure why they didn't include that in some way. Maybe they couldn't. But, you know, slight inputs would allow you to correct, and it just doesn't pull forward like it would in real life. Like, you're going forward. So what happens in real life is the front of the plane swings over because the plane's already got a set path that it's following. And it's just too much mass to just stop, like, you know, change the direction just like that. Here we touch down off the runway. But we kept it on the runway for the most part, and that was a pretty good crosswind landing. I mean, it was off the runway, but wasn't too bad. Oh boy, I'm pretty sure she's about to go into outer space again. We're gonna not let her do that. Okay, so there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.